Hi! Sorry this video took so long. I was stressed, depressed, and failing my classes. But anyways, my name is Angel and welcome to my ultimate alternative fashion hacks video. So I had recently made, well I guess not that recently anymore, a alternative fashion hacks video, and since I have so many, it was really hard to explain each one in depth in a matter of like 30 seconds. So I was like, let me just make a video with all of them in there so you can access this video later when you're looking for a specific thing. And it'll all just be in one thing rather than you having to like scroll through each part of the video to see the one that you want, right? And before you get overwhelmed with how long this video is, I have all of the hacks time-stamped below and is organized from head to toe, so definitely go check that out beforehand to make sure that the hack that you're looking for is in this video. And if not, that's totally fine. Don't feel like you have to stay. Thank you for clicking on the video anyways, and toodles. And before we get into the video, I just wanted to clarify something really quick. I had a lot of people commenting like, oh, Angel, that's not alternative fashion. And no hate to those people specifically. I just think that there's a lot of misconceptions in alternative fashion. So let's just clear them up really quickly. So when you think of alternative fashion, you typically think of like goth, grunge, punk, or like scene fashion. And these are all alternative fashions. And I would argue that they maybe might be like the more common alternative fashions or the more well-known ones, but they aren't the only alternative fashions. For example, steampunk is alternative fashion, EGL is alternative fashion, along with quiet fashion. And I myself am a quiet fashion enjoyer, but I hope this video is helpful to any alternative fashion, whether it be the ones that I mentioned or the ones that I didn't. Since it is alternative fashion at the end of the day, typically there's not many mainstream solutions to them, so yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. And like I said, all of the hacks are organized from head to toe, so let's go ahead and start with the head hacks. So you ever wanted to wear like a hat or a beanie, but you were scared of it coming off of your head from like wind, or if you're like moving your head around too much? So you can try this. So you're going to pick 3 sides of your hair and tie those down with rubber bands. And if you have thinner hair or straighter hair, I definitely recommend making these really tight so they stay nice. So you're going to get 3 safety pins, and you are going to safety pin those in the corresponding spots directly under those rubber bands that I showed you beforehand. I'll do the first one slow for you. Now you are going to put bobby pins in those safety pins. Then you are going to insert the bobby pin into those rubber bands, and you're going to do this all around the head. And now you're done, and it should stay on there pretty darn good. I've done this for raves, conventions, and concerts, and I've never had a problem with it coming off. So as you can see, it's like staying on there. So for this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do that like bow hairstyle. And also, just as a side note, this is how I do those ponytails I do on my wigs that you can see sometimes in my videos. It's just that claw clip method. It works really nice for wigs because you can't really put them in ponytails, so it kind of covers it up nice, and yeah. As for the bows, I would do a longer tail rather than the shorter tail. This is just a personal preference for me. And for tightening them so you don't have to double knot, there's one side that's gonna make the string shorter and longer, and the other one's gonna make it tighter. So you're basically just gonna pull on that on both sides, as you can see as I'm demonstrating in this video. So yeah, you're gonna take both sides and just pull those tight, and it should stay pretty good for the rest of the day. Another thing is you can use a flame to melt the fabric of the ends of it if you don't have like fray block or something, but you can use like fray block, glue, tape, any of those things as well. And then yeah, just get like a bobby pin or something like that, and you can go ahead and stick that into your hair, and I would recommend leaving the tails about the same length as your hair as well. This one's more of a recommendation than anything, but I recommend getting these earring backs. They're super helpful because you can just make a whole bunch of different type of earrings with it. You can replace your old earring backs. They're just super helpful to just have. So you ever wanted to wear like necklaces, but they start bunching up in the front like this? So you can use this stuff called Got2b glue, and you can just spray like a really small amount onto the tip of your finger and then dab that straight to your skin. I'm using a mannequin here, but yeah, it'll actually stick to your real skin. And then you're just gonna place those right onto that and press and hold for a second. And then you're gonna get a blow dryer, put this on low, dry it for a little bit, and it should stay pretty good. And if your necklace is too long on the bottom part, and you don't have pliers or you're stuck for time, you can make just a few knots onto the end of the necklace. Don't do any like crazy knots, just a single knot, and you can knot this as many times as you need to have it to be the length that you want. And now it'll be a good length that should stay upright. And it's not gonna like look weird or anything like that. It will leave a little bit of a chain nugget on the back of your neck, but you can also use pliers to get rid of that as well. This one's for a cropped sweater, so you're basically gonna take like a headband, a shoestring, a stretchy belt, just whatever you have, and go ahead and place that around your waist. And then you are going to take your sweater and fold it over and under that elastic and shift that around until you have it the way that you'd like it to be. So now you have a cropped sweater. It's not gonna come up when you lift your hands up, and it's not gonna bunch in the back, so yeah. So for the reverse sweater, I'm just gonna sit down and do it with you guys. So obviously what you're gonna need is your sweater that you wanna reverse, and you can either get a seam ripper if you have one. This is what it looks like. I don't know if it's gonna focus. If you don't have a seam ripper, you can just get fabric scissors or just any type of scissors. And then you can also use a razor. I don't really recommend this if you have shaky hands, because I don't want you guys to hurt yourself. But since razors are really sharp, it'll go by really fast. So if you have steady hands and you're experienced, then you can use like a razor of some sort. But for this example, I'm going to be using scissors, because I assume that most people have scissors. So fun fact, I actually made up the name reverse sweater. And honestly, it would probably make more sense if I were to say like reverse long sleeve, but reverse sweater sounds cuter. So if you guys have other names that you want to call it, or you know what it's actually called, definitely let me know. But until then, I'm calling it a reverse sweater. So yeah, so you're gonna take your long sleeve or whatever it is that you're working on and just go ahead and turn those inside out. Before you start cutting your sweater, make sure that it will fit around your arm or leg if you choose to use them as leg warmers. I'll talk about that later in the video. So you see, this one works well for me because it fits my arm. Okay, so once you have it turned inside out, you are going to notice like these kind of loopy type of threads going across it, and then you're gonna notice one going all the way under it. You see those? So it's like almost makes a triangle. So we're gonna be seam ripping all of that. But make sure that you're paying really close attention to the fact that you're cutting away the arm, because I have had times where I started trimming away this way and I ripped all of the seams out all the way down to the end, and I was like, what? So yeah, make sure you're paying attention to that. I would recommend starting at the cross, where all of this crosses. And again, you're snipping the thread and not the actual fabric because you don't want it to fray. And now you have your first sleeve. And I will do the other side off camera. So this next one is more of a recommendation than anything again, but if you're like me and you can't paint your nails to save your life, but if you don't wear nail polish, you have baby hands, something you can do is get clear nail polish with a little bit of sparkle on it. It's really cute, it's very subtle, and if you make mistakes you can't really tell. And I think this looks really cute, especially when you wear like your rings and stuff like that. So just a little something you can do. So this one's for if you have like some super cute pants that you like, but they give you that weird bucket in the back. So you're basically gonna get like paper clips, hair clips, or whatever you can use, and you're going to pull those pants, pinch them, and then go ahead and put each of those paper clips on these both sides. I hope I explained that well, but you can see it in the video if you didn't understand what I was trying to say. Okay, so this part requires a little bit of sewing, but you got this. I believe in you. So you're going to find those 2 spaces you just marked off, and you're going to make sure that you place them directly after the belt loop. You can do this by measuring it if you didn't get it exact the first time. So yeah, you can just measure it, make sure that's the right length. I did this wrong on this one. I put it behind it, but you're going to put it in front. Then you're going to fold them, and you can use another clip to hold them together, and then you're basically gonna go back and forth in like a snake motion like this. Hold on, it's coming. Yeah, okay. But yeah, you're just gonna keep going back and forth. It's kind of similar to a ladder stitch, and if you have really thick pants you can use a curved needle and a thimble around your thumb to keep yourself from like hurting yourself. But yeah, you're just gonna do that all the way down to the end. So then you're going to go back and forth in that same snake motion. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but I would recommend doing this about 3-4 times. And once you're done with that, you can go ahead and tie off the end of the string. And I know getting the knot all the way close to the fabric is kind of hard, so here's a little tip you can use for that. I have no idea why it's so choppy right here, but this is the ending result. So now your pants fit, and the line is pretty seamless, you can't really see it. And here's a little before and after. And if you are worried about that seam showing, you can get a ribbon and tie a bow on there. You can pull this through with a safety pin. And as a side note, there are other ways you can make your pants fit, but I think sewing them like this is going to be the way that lasts the longest and it doesn't destroy your pants. So this is for making sure your skirts fit nice. So you're basically going to measure the length of your thigh and your waist right up under your belly button. And this is typically going to be your best skirt length, so it doesn't sit too long, but it still gives you a good amount of coverage, if you know what I mean. And if you're scared of a gust of wind getting you, definitely wear a pair of shorts under your skirts. And if you don't like the look of shorts, you can get bloomers. I think these look pretty cute with skirts. And here's a little side by side what these look like. And for fitted skirts, definitely get them longer and rounded in the back with shorts attached underneath. For thigh highs not staying up, you can use skin color tights. It'll give them something to grip onto. And I forgot to film this part, so here's my dog. But you can use socks that already have grips on them, or you can use fashion tape. And if you have larger thighs, you can use thunder thighs. They have a wide range of cute thigh highs you can wear. So if you ever see me do this like ribbon decoration on my legs, basically you're just gonna get a long piece of ribbon. I did not measure this beforehand, so I got too short of a piece, but hopefully you'll still understand it. But basically you're gonna get a safety pin. You're gonna safety pin that to the back and then go ahead and cross that over the way that you'd like it to, and you're going to safety pin and tie this to attach to the back of your sock. So this next part is really important, or it's going to continue to fall. You're going to sew a few stitches where the ribbon crosses and on the sides of your thigh where the shorts are, and that's going to keep it from falling off and it'll stay up pretty good. A quick tip for putting on mesh tights is to roll them up before you put them on so your grippers don't get stuck in them, but this hack is for the one leg tights. You don't have to cut them or anything like that. You just roll them up past the corresponding butt cheek and just wrap it around your waist, and this typically stays pretty good. This one is for fixing tights. It's kind of hard to explain, so let me know in the comments if you need any extra clarification on how to do this hack. For making leg warmers, you're basically going to do the same thing I showed you guys in the reverse sweater, and these are some examples of what it looks like using sweaters, long sleeves, skirts, and other items. So this is something you can do if you want to add a pop of color to your shoes to match your outfit, is you can get a ribbon and feed those through your shoes. And you don't have to do all of them. You can just do like a couple of them, like, hold on, like this. You can just do like one or two. And yeah, it just gives you just a slight bit of pop of color if you don't have like really colorful shoes. And the last thing I wanted to say as like a footnote, pun intended for what I'm about to say. If you are either getting into wearing platform shoes, I would really steer clear of these block type shoes. They're heavy. They have no really good support for your foot, so you can't really roll through your foot at all when you're walking. You're just like flat foot walking, and it's terrible. And I'll make a whole other video specifically just for shoes later on. But yeah, that was my alternative fashion hacks video. I really hope it was helpful for at least somebody out there who enjoys alternative fashion and just struggles with a couple of like, you know, tweaks and stuff in the fashion. And if you watched the whole video or you just found this video helpful, I really hope you guys stick around for my channel. I have a lot of fun things planned for you guys. I've been in the fashion for a while, so I have just a whole bunch of knowledge in this head of mine. I really hope I get to see you next time. Bye!